What's up, guys? It's Professor Gnome, and we're back today looking at Incineroar EX and its Hustle Play ability, which allows it to ignore the colorless energy requirements of its attacks. So the Blaze Blast attack for 240 has an insane energy requirement that makes it pretty terrible. But thanks to its Hustle Play ability, as long as our opponent is putting things on the bench, then we typically are able to attack for only 1 or 2 energies, and that actually makes it pretty strong. We're going to combo this together with Relicanth in order to use its Memory Dive ability, which lets you use attacks from previous stages or evolutions of your Pokemon. And that's why we're going to be using this Litten here with the attack that it allows you to use the pretty much for every damage counter you have on, you do 20 times that. So we're able to hit back for massive damage, since Incineroar can't really be one-shot by almost anything, outside of, like, Champal hitting us for weakness and, doing its own thing. And then, like, Roaring Moon can frenzy gouging us, but, like, outside of that. But you get the point. We're also comboing that together with Entei to have our, like, kind of speed up our aggression in the early games. It's going to take a little bit of time for Incineroar to get set up, and then also for our opponent to play down bench cards. And speaking of our opponent playing down stuff onto the bench, everybody pretty much knows the counter to Incineroar is just play nothing on the bench. So we actually run Erika's Invitation, specifically so that way we're allowed to pull basics out of our opponent's hand and put them onto the bench, make it easier for us to get KOs and get our stuff into play. I think Erika's is really, really strong, so I've been running it, and it's been working really well for me. We also run Mel, and that's specifically because once one of our Incineroars get knocked out, we play a pretty low energy count overall, so we're relying on, like, Magma Basin and Mel in order to, like, reestablish cards and stuff like that pretty quickly. So either sending up an Entei that we need, or even our Radiant Charizard for quicker KOs later on. But yeah, that's the list, guys. Definitely let me know what you think of the list, and any changes that you'd make. I know that for Incineroar, lists vary a lot, so I'm definitely very curious to know how you guys would run it, and any changes that you would make. But yeah, that's the list. I will see you guys in game one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube kind of stuff. And then also make sure to let me know what decks you want to see. I'm kind of doing them in any random order. So if there's one that you want to see, or a card you want featured, or whatever, definitely let me know that in the comments, and I can get working on that sooner rather than later. Since, like I said, at this point, I've kind of played all the decks that I'm, like, super excited about to play. So now I'm just kind of going through the ones I haven't touched on at random, whether I'm going to look at new cards from Temporal Forces, or if I'm going to be looking at older decks that need to get updated. So, like, Blastoise or Gholdengo are two that I really want to look at, in the near future. But yeah, just let me know, guys. I'll see you guys in game one. Peace out. Alright, we're into game one. Our opponent won the coin flip and is choosing to go first. We have ourselves set up with Litten, Magma Basin, and 1 energy available, with also the Nest Ball. So the play we can actually go for here is we can Nest Ball out Entei, put the Sealed Stone onto it, Magma Basin, attach an energy, use Research to get the other energy into the discard pile, and then go from there, where if we find a switch or something like that, that's really great. I would like to use the Evolution TM, but not more than having Seal Stone in the on our active. So we'll see what we run into. Our opponent opens Manaphy. Alright, this will give us an idea of what they're playing based on the Ultra Ball. Not only the discards, but what they choose to grab. Pokegear and a Fighting Energy. Still, I mean, Raging Bolt, maybe. Some sort of Garchomp variant. What else plays Fighting Energy right now? probably just Raging Bolt, right? There's Greninja. Got rid of the Pokegear. So it means they have to have another energy in hand, but they're probably pretty stuck if they went Greninja. Oh, it's got to be a Garchomp variation then, right? Because Garchomp's the only people that played the Drillbur. I'm pretty sure. Alright, so we're going to place down Litten. We're going to go Nest Ball for Entei V. Magma Basin. Energy. And then... yeah, we'll research here. Now we can Magma Basin. It's pretty sweet that we got the Switch in hand. Because one of the things I was going to say is we could always use the Seal Stone in order to get it into play. But now we don't have to. And we can play... ooh, I probably shouldn't have played that down. In my head, I thought we only had 2 Litten. Or, sorry, I thought it was a Litten and something else because I, like, blanked for a second. Probably not ideal. But it's not that big a deal. We'll fleet-footed here, see what we draw. Prime Catcher. Honestly, what I'm going to do here, in a weird kind of choice, is I'm going to get rid of 1 Erika's in order to get my Bidoof. And the reason for that is I want to make sure that I have Bibarel set up on the next turn. Because I'm going to need to, like, actually accelerate through my deck. And if I can't do that, I'm going to be stuck later on in the game. We don't have to worry about the... oh, they actually play the evolution. I mean, I guess that makes sense to make it, like, slightly usable, but... well, that works out for me. Double Dunsparce, a Gibble. Seems like this game is on the path to being over. Unfortunately for our opponent. Does not seem like they drew all that well. Oh, there's a Prime Catcher. Which is fine for us, because we still have the Switch in hand. Oh, hey, cool. So we can barrel here. Evolve that one. We will use the Switch. Bring this into the active. Then we can barrel for 2. Cool. And then we can fleet-footed for 1 more. Perfect. Throw an energy down onto this. So we can guarantee... never mind. I was going to say, we could Star Alchemy for like a boss's orders, knock out the Gibble, and pretty much guarantee the game end. But I don't think it matters too much in this instance. I don't think they have a way to end the game anyway. Or like really get back into the game. Like, off this, they would need the Gibble, the Rare Candy, or the Garchomp, the Rare Candy, and something else. Garchomp, an Energy, and a Rare Candy. In order to kind of get anywhere. And I just don't think that's going to happen. They can get rid of both of my Rare Candies, though, and that's kind of annoying. Not a fan of that. Like, it doesn't help them, but it's pretty annoying. We'll put in energy onto this. We'll never need these, so we can just go ahead and Ultra Ball those away. for our Incineroar. Get this into play. Industrial Incisors. Well, Fleet-Footed. And then from here, we'll go ahead and bring up the Gibble. Oh, I'm still short 1 energy. Counted wrong. Alright. The easiest way to do this is just get rid of that. I think I already attached an energy for the turn, but that's not really that relevant. Because what we're going to go ahead and do is just Star Alchemy. Not for the Incineroar. I should have... I don't. I thought I had a second switch. That's kind of annoying. Whatever. Guess I just have to kind of be dumb. Alright, well. That's on me. Made a mistake, but not one that's actually going to matter. Alright, well, that was a pretty uneventful game 1. But it is what it is. Kind of made some mistakes by the end there, but that's just because the game was over. Our opponent bricked pretty hard, but that's kind of what happens playing rogue decks. You can't really do much about that. Sometimes, you know, you're just going to brick. But yeah, it's pretty uneventful game 1, so we'll get into game 2, hope for something a little better. I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're into game 2. Our opponent won the coin flip and is choosing for us to go first. We are going to mulligan this hand away. Which is for the best. This would have been a really nice, like, going second hand if we had a basic in it, but for going first, it's not very good. I'm going to mulligan 1 time. This is certainly not ideal. What do we want to do? Alright. That's not any better. So we'll play the Bidoof down because we just know at this point that it's going to get... The one in the active is going to get knocked out. We could go... this route. So I think this is the route we have to go. I'd want to put a... Alright, so I'm going to put that down. Pass my turn. I'd like to have put down the Litten. So that way I have everything to just kind of like evolve through. But the problem is that's going to take way too long. Like, let's say this is a Litten. This is about to get knocked out, right? So I can put the other one in, evolve that into Torracat. Then this gets knocked out. I bring in Incineroar. Incineroar eats, you know, 1 attack, but then it gets knocked out and the game's over. So I don't think any of that helps me. So what do I do? I think what I'm going to have to do is hope they're stuck on cards for like 1 turn. Yeah, the boss's orders doesn't help me here. So I have to Star Alchemy in order to find a research from here, I can research away all that and hope for something better, which I didn't really find, unfortunately. I can get myself double Litten. I can place the Charizard down. Alright, here's the only thing I can go for. I can pull the Iron Hands. No. I have to pull this into the active. Pull Entei. Fleet-footed. Alright. Still not what I needed, but it's something. I really needed an energy there. Potentially they get stuck on Iron Crown for one turn. What are we gonna do? Alright, so depending on how this goes, they already had the switch card in hand. Damn. Alright. And they can boss his orders. So this is going to be the amp. So they're going to go down to 3 prizes. The only way I get out of this is I have to put Litten into the active. I have to Super Rod back in everything that's here. The double Incineroar. Research. Alright, I got it. So I can get rid of this and the switch to grab myself the Incineroar. Then I can Rare Candy onto the active. Earthen Vessel away the Ultra Ball. Get myself 2 energies. Equip onto Incineroar. Attack for 240. Get the knockout on Iron Hands. That removes all that energy from the board. Gets me 2 prizes. Alright, the Iono's huge. So now I'll live any attack. Future booster. The Iono's fine. So what are they going for? 160, 180. Alright, so I'll live that. I'll be able to place the energy down onto the Litten. Yeah, they're setting up to be able to knock out this Incineroar with an Iron Hands. So they're gonna attack with Miraidon, get me in range that Ampu will knock me out. But they're not gonna have the energy, so they're gonna have to go for peak acceleration here. And that'll give us time to set up one more Incineroar. So Erika's isn't gonna work here. Alright, so we'll draw first. Didn't get exactly what we were looking for. Alright, the Torracat works. Alright. So we can get the knockout there. And now what we have to hope for... Alright, there's the mill. So that's good. So what we have to hope for is that they don't have the electric generator in order to equip 2 more energy here. Of course. Oh my god, we got... I don't know if we got lucky or unlucky. It's like, it's lucky that they got it off the Iono or top deck, but it's also unlucky in the sense that they... Or they got unlucky in the sense that they didn't get the other energy. So there's another hands. There's the heavy baton. Restart for 2. No way. Oh my god. So they're gonna have to go for arm press. Arm press will get the knockout. So we'll get 2 more prizes. We promote Torracat, and we just have to pray that we get into Incineroar. So we'll place this down. We'll Industrial Incisors first. So... do we have another Ultra Ball in deck? No. So we have to research. Oh, we did have another Ultra Ball in deck. I almost just threw the entire game. I thought we didn't. Alright, well, that could have been huge. Alright, so there's our Incineroar. We'll evolve that. And then from here, we'll Magma Basin onto the Entei. Yeah. We'll Blaze Blitz, or Blaze Blast, onto the Iron Hands, knocking that out, removing all the energy from play, and so I think the game's over. What a close game. We definitely got lucky on the electric generator situation, though. Where it's like, they got lucky in the sense of, like, finding them off, like, a top deck when they had, no cards in hand. And then they got lucky off, like, finding it off, like, 2 cards from an Iono. But then we got lucky in the sense that they didn't hit any more energies. So... but there's also already 10 energies in their deck, so how many are they possibly playing? It's 10, 11. There's Miraidon. Alright, so it's not even that we got unlucky. It's like they already had used so many energy that there wasn't really much that they could do. The de-evolution doesn't matter because we manually evolved onto Incineroar, and we also have the Rare Candy in hand. So that's not going to stop us. Woo! Very close game, too. But we got there in the end. What we can do, we'll Bibarel, re-evolve, throw the energy down, and we'll Iono for the fun of it. And then when that's all over, we'll go ahead and take the knockout. Taking our final prize. Super, super close game. We got, like, a little lucky with the generators. But then, like I said, at the same time, it's like it wasn't really luck at the end of the day because they had already used a bunch of their energies. Maybe it was still luck and I'm just wrong, and maybe they had a bunch more energies and just, you know, very, very unlucky circumstances. But I just think they didn't even have that many energy left in deck in order to get it with. But I don't know. I guess I'd have to see their deck list to know, like, mathematically speaking, if we just got lucky or if, you know, things went relatively to the way they were supposed to. But yeah, that's game 2. Very, very close game. Very, very fun. Had a lot of fun with that one. So I'll see you guys in game 3. And yeah, see you. Alright, we're into the next game. We actually won the coin flip this time. We're choosing to go second. Bidoof, move. Thank you. I said we're in game 3, right? I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Looks like we're up against Charizard EX. Or it could be like Pidgeystall, because they run that as well. But I can just kind of feel like it's safe to assume it's Pidgeysard. So we're gonna go Buddy Poffin here with Evolution. We'll do our Buddy Poffin for this and this. We could, in theory, have gone double Litten, but we already have the Torracat in our hand, so we know that that's actually, like, worthless. The real reason why we're doing this is just to be able to guarantee our Bidoof. Or, yeah, Bibarel, rather. And then we have an energy on this already, so we can retreat it out on our next turn if we have to. Then what we can do is on the next turn, we can manually evolve into Torracat if we want to, but we probably won't. What we can do is we can Ultra Ball away something that we draw and either the energy or whatever to get into our Incineroar. Actually, change of plans. We're gonna get rid of this and this to get into our Incineroar, like I said. Then what we can do is Rare Candy onto the Incineroar, attach an energy, draw with Industrial Incisors, place down the other energy, or sorry, the Litten rather. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to Iono, because they have 12 cards in hand, and I really don't like that. I kind of refuse to believe they're just bricked super hard with all their cards. So yeah. We're going to end our turn there. We have the Prime Catcher. Something that I'd like to do is, depending on what they do on their turn, I'm going to Prime Catcher up. Well, we had the Prime Catcher. That's so annoying. I feel like that never happens unless I'm actively talking about, like, a play I want to make with a very specific item. Like, that doesn't happen otherwise. We're gonna go, yeah. So, we're gonna go Erika's here. Then what we can do is retreat. Bring Incineroar in. And then we need... Oh, okay, no we don't. I thought we needed one more energy in order to attack with. We do not. At least not for right now. So we'll place that onto the Litten, so we have it. We have everything else that we need. We have the Seal Stone available to us, where we can get an Entei out if we want to. We're going to take the knockout here, get the double prize cards. What I should have done during the Erikas, and I just didn't do it because I wasn't thinking, but, you know, make sure you do this when you're playing, is when it reveals the hand, make sure to select all and view what else is in our opponent's hand. So one of the things that I can do on my on the turn coming... Okay, never mind. Iono is going to be a little bit annoying there. Not that bad, though. Magma Basin's on board. So is our Relicanth. Actually, not having Relicanth on board before... I refuse to believe they don't have anything they can do with their hands. I actively refuse to believe that. We'll place Relicanth down. We'll place Entei down. We'll place this down. We're one short with being able to attack. So we'll place that on. We're going to go ahead and draw. We'll place this down since it's already here. We can go ahead and... Is there anything to actually Super Rod? Actually, we'll hold off on Super Rodding. Cool. Rare Candy onto this. We'll knock out the Charmander here. We will take the energy. Back up Relicanth. That's pretty sweet. A lot of people only run one Relicanth. I run two specifically because a lot of people know that it's like Relicanth is like pretty key for this deck. And so what ends up happening is a lot of times people will use like a Boss's Orders or Prime Catcher or whatever to knock out the Relicanth. And then if you only run one, you're stuck having to Super Rod it, back in, refind it, put it on the board, all that kind of stuff. When it's much easier for me to just run two. What else? While I'm like waiting on my opponent to do stuff, considering they've just been super dead drawing somehow, I refuse to believe they went up to like 12 cards or whatever it was that they made and then just did nothing. Like, I refuse to believe that. There's no way you had nothing from that many cards in play. But yeah, anyway, one of the other things that you can do in this deck is you can run the Pyroar, and what that does is that it will make it so you do 40 more damage, since it amplifies burn targets. And so you'd hit for 280, and then if they're still burned when when they end their turn, it'll do 330, which is, great and all that. I'm gonna say this now, it's not worth it. Setting it up is a pain. You don't normally have the bench space for it. It's very inconsistent. It's not worth it. It's a great idea on paper, but overall, it's not good. So don't run it. Unless you're, like, going crazy and it's working for you every time, then, like, shout out to you. But it does not work consistently. I don't really see the point of that. Why they got rid of... I mean, I guess getting rid of the Magma Basin's fine. I don't know if it was super necessary. I don't run any other item cards anyway that they would have gotten rid of, so I guess it's fine. The benefit here is if they attack me, they don't knock me out. And best believe I'm coming back with the clapback. You don't get off easy like that. Ooh, wait. Yeah, okay. I was making sure. Alright. So we're about to clap back real quick. We'll go ahead and draw a card with Industrial. Or Industrious, rather. Alright. Here's the clap back. 540. Bang! One shot. Hit him with the clap back. Take the double prizes. Magma Basin and the Iono. Though the Iono, I mean, we have double Bibarel, so Iono isn't bad for us. I refuse to believe our opponent couldn't do anything this game. Like, there's no way, right? Like, they just were playing really bad? That has to be the case. I just refuse to believe it's anything else. With how many cards they had access to. But alright, that's game 3. We'll go into game 4, just because I really don't like that game. Not a fan of it. We'll go into a game 4, and we'll see what happens there. I'll see you guys in it. Peace out. Alright, we're into game number 4, and our opponent won the coin flip and is having us go first. We are going to mulligan here. So, we'll see what we end up getting. Which is for the best, because if this was, if that was our hand, we would not have been in a great spot. Double Litten with a Nest Ball and Buddy Poffins. Not all too bad. Ooh, and the Seal Stone. Alright, looking up. Grab ourselves one of these. One more of these. Bam, bam. Then we can go Nest Ball for our favorite Entei V. And then we can place that Seal Stone down. We'll hold on to the Magma Basin for now. Then what we can do is place the energy down, hold on to the Magma Basin, pass our turn, and go from there. We'll see what they end up doing. The trekking shoes gets another energy into the discard. We can assume they're playing ancient, like the ancient pile, but they could just be playing like the original. What is going on today? Why is nobody actually playing the game? What is happening? Alright. Do we, like, give them a chance? Let's grab ourselves Bibarel. Draw ourselves some cards. Alright. We'll research here. Manually attach another energy. Then what we can do is we'll Ultra Ball away this and this. Grab ourselves Incineroar. Rare Candy onto Incineroar. And pass the turn. Our opponent has to be able to do something. I refuse they can't. Or I refuse... What? I refuse to believe they can't. If they had Vitality in hand in the darn... They couldn't have just top decked this stuff. So they had it last turn. The only thing I can think of is they didn't want to play it because they didn't want me to like have the option to evolve into Incineroar and attack into this. But it's like I can do that anyway. Like you didn't really accomplish anything. Now it's just happening like a turn later. What was the goal there? Alright, so we're just going to go ahead, pull this up. We're going to be able to knock this out anyway. We're going to go ahead, Magma Basin onto the Litten. Then what we'll do is Industrious Incisors. Cool, there's our Relicanth. There's our manual attach onto that. Go ahead and place our Torracat down. Knock out this. Go from there. I don't get why they didn't play anything last turn. Like they had the option to. Like all that stuff wasn't in hand. Alright, so they're just going to full board. Another Vitality, get themselves set up here. Not that big a deal. It's going to take a long time for them to be able to really put enough damage into our Incineroar that they're going to be able to do too much. Though they are getting through their deck pretty quickly. But there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ancient cards in their discard. So as of right now, like, even if they want to, they're still at like a 3-shot for what they're capable of, or like 3 attacks in order to knock us out. So we're gonna be able to outpace the game, and if we really need to, we can like just put Radiant Charizard down and use that as like a 1-prizer later on. I really like the Didun Sparse engine. It's actually really good. Like how consistent you can be with it. The only thing I worry about for this deck is like you can deck yourself out really easy without the Didun Sparse engine. So I imagine with it, like, that's even more so, right? Because the supporters you have to use every turn are just gonna like force you to kind of deck out. This should only do like 140, right? Something like that. I didn't bother to count, but yeah, 130. My math there was crazy. What a guess. Alright. Let's throw this on just because. Then what we can do is we'll Iono here. Shrink our opponent's hand, give them less to work with. This is not what we wanted. That's kind of funny. We'll Industrial Incisors here. At this point, we don't really need this or this. We'll just grab ourselves our Charizard in advance, get that set up. And then from here, we'll just go ahead and knock out this. We're in a pretty good position to survive the next attack that comes our way anyway. And then what we can actually look to do here, and this is another good thing about Erika's, if they decide to put this into their hand, so like if they go and like super rod it and stuff like that and start drawing back through their hand, it'll probably end up there, right? Or if they start drawing through their deck, it's probably going to end up there, right? So what we can do is Erika's, bring it down, knock it out, and then it'll give us another 2 prize cards like pretty easily. There's the Explorers. So they chose not to take it. Interesting. And if we have to go a very slow roll through 3, then like we can do that. But it would have been nice to be able to Erika's out 1. Oh, they counter catchered onto Bibarel. That's annoying. They definitely don't run 3. Alright, let's put this in the active first. Fire Energy. Throw that onto Charizard. Alright, yeah, they're going to concede. They weren't really going to be able to do too much there. What I wanted to end up doing, since they weren't going to put Roaring Moon EX back into their deck, what I wanted to do was be in a position that I could just evolve the other Incineroar, put that into the active, and force them to need a boss in order to even start getting another knockout set up. And then the fact that we already had our Charizard in play meant we could always put a 1-prize into the active, force them to need another boss situation to occur. And so we were pretty much good to go there. That game was pretty much over. I feel like them making that weird early turn of like not setting up wasn't beneficial for them. I feel like it honestly just put them a little bit more behind than they need it to be, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. But yeah, that's gonna be the games, guys. A lot of awkward games today, but it just kind of is what it is. I blame the eclipse which is happening while I'm recording, and so, you know, be that what it may. But yeah, guys, that's going to be the video. Definitely let me know what you think of the list. Definitely let me know what you would change or anything like that, and along with what you'd want to see next on the channel. Don't forget to do all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, all that kind of all that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out.